Want to get ready?
I'm good, thank you.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I figured maybe you want some. Water.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe? Okay. Do you want a Mountain Dew?
Oh, no, Mountain Dew.
You stay away from that
I haven't
stuff?
had soda in like years.
Well, don't start now, right? You have any bad habits?
I used to, like Oreos and soda were my go-to.
During the pregnancy?
Yep.
What kind of soda did you like?
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew? See?
That's what I'm like.
Everyone at work makes fun of me for drinking it.
No, like my favorite was like the Baja Blast Mountain Dew.
Oh, see, I didn't like that. Because don't they still have that at
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell?
That's where it was.
Right.
Well, steak quesadilla and Mountain Dew Baja Blast is my go-to.
Let's go over the questions that are going to be on the test. Is that cool with you?
Yeah.
Just so you know the words to all the questions and there's no surprises and that kind of stuff, okay? And then
Am I allowed to like breathe like during this?
Yeah, I'll explain all of that to you. It's you're obviously still a person and you still have functions that have to go on for you to be alive. So yes, you'll be able to breathe, and we just don't want you to move a bunch during the test. And I'll explain that to you. And it's for very short periods of time, and I have no doubt, being a healthy guy like you are, that you'll have no problem doing that. Okay. I've had like 15-year-old boys up to like 85-year-old men that are able to sit still just during the polygraph. So I have no doubt someone like you is more than able to sit still. Okay, so we're going to go over the questions that are going to be on the test. Like I said, I'm going to tell you every single question. There's not a question I'm just going to add, for the thrill of it or anything like that. You're going to know all the words. So the first question that's going to be on the test is going to be regarding Shanann's disappearance. Do you intend to answer all of the questions truthfully?
Yes.
And you're only going to get to answer yes or no to these questions, okay?
Oh, okay.
So it's easy because, there should be no question in your mind whether you need to answer yes or no to the questions, okay? So the first relevant question that I'm going to ask that we had already gone over is going to be, did you physically cause Shanann's disappearance?
No.
Are you lying about the last time you saw Shanann?
No.
And I'm saying her name right?
Yep.
Right? Okay. And then do you know where Shanann is now?
No.
Okay, so those are the three that we'd already discussed before, right? So physically causing someone's disappearance is either, obviously harming them to the point where they, are either dead or can no longer function out, maybe you left them for dead, in some field somewhere or something like that. So maybe they weren't actually deceased, but, that you would have been the direct cause of their disappearance, okay? So that makes sense to you? Okay. And then obviously lying about the last thing you saw her, that would be because maybe you helped someone or you did it yourself or something like that, and then you helped dispose of them or put them somewhere or lock them up somewhere or whatever, okay?
Sure.
And then knowing where she is now. Again, that would be either some kind of direct knowledge, like you either saw it, you did it, you know where you put them, or someone told you where they are, something like that. Or Shanann called you and said, this is where I'm at, but you haven't told the police that kind of stuff, okay? Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay. So you're going to be taking what's called a directed lie polygraph. So what that means is there are going to be questions on the test where I want you to lie. Because I want to see what your body looks like when you tell a lie on the test. Okay. I know it seems kind of weird, but you're going to know which questions these are, and they're going to be easy to answer. So it's going to be like, they're all going to start with before 2018. So this first one is before 2018. Did you ever lose your temper with someone you cared about? We've all lost our temper with someone we've cared about in our life. So I want you to think about, you don't have to tell me what it is, but I want you to actually have that moment in your mind when you actually lost your temper with someone you cared about.
Okay.
Whether it was with Shanann, whether it was with your parents, whether it was with your children, I mean, it could be with anyone, but it was.
You want me to say no to that one?
Yes, so you're going to actually lie to that question, since we all have lost our temper with someone we cared about before. So I'm going to say before 2018, did you ever lose your temper with someone you cared about? And you're going to say
no,
because you're telling a
lie.
Awesome. The next one of those, because there's only three of those, the next one's going to be before 2018. Remember, it's all going to start with that, before 2018. If you ever hear that on the test, that is your clue to go, crap, this is a question I have to lie to on the test. Okay?
Okay.
So this one's going to be before 2018. Did you ever say anything out of anger to a loved one?
It's going to be
Well, we've all said something out of anger to a loved one, but
So it's
I
gonna be
want you
no.
to take a minute and actually think of a time when you've actually said something out of anger to a loved one. You have
Okay.
something in your head?
Yeah.
Okay. And I want you to actually think of that when you answer this question on the test. Okay. So again, before 2018, did you ever say anything out of anger to a loved one? You're going to say
No.
because you're telling us.
Lie.
Awesome. The last one is before 2018, have you ever wanted to hurt someone to get even with them? Not that you actually hurt them, but that maybe they pissed you off so bad, that you were like, oh, I can punch that guy in the face right now, or, whatever. Not that you actually ended up even hurting anyone, but that you ever thought about hurting someone to get even with them. So I want you to take a moment and think about a time. And just make sure that you do have something in your head.
Okay.
Got it? So when I ask you this question on the test, before 2018, have you ever wanted to hurt someone to get even with them? You're going to say
No.
because you're telling us.
Lie.
Awesome. The next questions are what we call known truth questions. They're going to be really easy to answer. So it's going to be, is your first name Christopher?
Yes.
Good. Were you born in 1985?
Yes.
Are you now in the state of Colorado?
Yes.
Are you now sitting down?
Yes.
Are the lights on in this room?
Yes.
Do you understand that I will only ask you the questions we have discussed? That's the last question. Okay. So we just went through every single question on the test.
Okay.
So the only questions that you'll hear come out of my mouth. Okay. So let me go through those one more time, and you just say yes or no how you would answer them on the test. Okay.
Okay.
Regarding Shanann's disappearance, do you intend to answer all the questions truthfully?
Yes.
Did you physically cause Shanann's disappearance?
No.
Are you lying about the last time you saw Shanann?
No.
Do you know where Shanann is now?
No.
Before 2018, did you ever lose your temper with someone you cared about?
No.
Before 2018, did you ever say anything out of anger to a loved one?
No.
Before 2018, have you ever wanted to hurt someone to get even with them?
No.
Is your first name Christopher?
Yes.
Were you born in 1985?
Yes.
Are you now in the state of Colorado?
Yes.
Are you now sitting down?
Yes.
Are the lights on in this room?
Yes.
Do you understand that I will only ask you the questions that we have discussed?
Yes.
Okay, that's it. Any of those questions give you any heartburn or make you go, well?
Honestly, my heart's kind of still like it's this whole
Right. And this is not a process where you shouldn't be nervous, so
yeah.
that is to be expected. That's
Yeah.
totally fine. And like I told you before, that's not going to cause you to fail the test or anything like that, because no one would take the test if that's what it went off of. Okay.
Okay. This is what I feel right now. So it's like I don't know
Did you do any research on polygraph? Or
No,
anything like that? Okay.
no, I don't. All I know is when I see it on TV, all I see is this right here, and then like that, and like that. It's like you just judge it off your heart rate, or what is the deal?
Yeah, and I'll explain all those components that I'm going to put on you.
So I know, I came in here, my heart's going a million miles a minute, and it hasn't stopped.
Yeah. So, and you'll notice too that the second I put all the components on you, that's when it really feels like, oh shit, this got real. Like that's just, everyone has that oh shit moment, right, when everything gets attached, because then you're like, oh crap. So I promise I will get you through this, okay? Just one sec. Have you ever been pulled over before?
Yes.
Okay.
Out of Mustang.
Oh, I bet you're pulled over a lot.
A handful.
Okay. So I kind of explained polygraph in a way that makes the most sense to me, so I just assume it makes the most sense to other people, okay? So just bear with me. I like to ask people about a time that they got pulled over, and how they felt when they realized they were getting pulled over by the police. That moment when you're cresting a hill, you see a cop on the side of the road, or you go around a corner, there's a cop there, or all of a sudden you see red blue flashing lights in the rearview mirror. And I usually ask people, I'm like, just describe how you felt when you realized you were getting pulled over by the police. And it's kind of right now. You feel, most people have the heart beating out of the chest. They kind of start hyperventilating. Some people get mad. Some people get sad. Well, all the things that are happening inside your body when you realize you're getting pulled over by the police are actually being regulated by your autonomic nervous system.
Okay.
Excuse me. It kind of sounds like automatic, because that's basically what it is. Whenever your brain senses that you're in a stressful or threatening situation, it automatically kicks in these physiological changes inside your body because it thinks it needs to help keep you alive, okay? Have you heard of fight, flight, or freeze before? So, excuse me, Chris, you're walking in the woods, you hear a bear growl, you're either going to fight the bear, you're going to freeze, or you're going to run away. Okay?
Yeah.
It's kind of your brain going, you're in overload right now, you can't really process what's happening. So I'm going to give you 3 options to help keep you alive, okay? So a lot of people are like, well, what the hell does that have to do with telling a lie? Well, I'm sure you would agree from a very young age, your father taught you, that it's wrong to lie, cheat, or steal. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
And that there's consequences when you lie, cheat, or steal. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
So if I ask you a question, Chris, and I say, did you do whatever, and the word no comes out of your mouth, your brain will automatically sense that as a stressful or threatening situation because it knows there's consequences with that lie you just told. The severity of it really doesn't matter to your brain. I mean, you could get grounded Friday night, or you could spend the rest of your life in prison. Your brain really can't really differentiate between the severity of the consequence. It just knows, holy cow, you told a lie, there's consequences with those lies, and it starts those same physiological changes inside your body. Okay, the same things that were happening when you heard the bear growl in the woods, the same things that were happening when you realized you were getting pulled over by the police. Okay. So the awesome thing about the polygraph is I get to measure what's going on inside your body when you're answering questions on the test, okay? And I do that by attaching these components to you, okay? And I'll explain those here in just a minute. And I've already told you on the test, like you're gonna have questions on the test where I know you're telling the truth, like is your name first name Christopher? And I have questions on the test where I know you're telling a lie about ever saying anything, hurt a loved one, or those types of questions. So I get to see what your body looks like on the inside when I know you're telling the truth and I know you're telling a lie, and then I get to compare that to the relevant questions about if you physically caused Shanann's disappearance, are you lying about the last thing you saw her, and if you know where she is now. And I get to compare those to those questions. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I felt like I don't know if this is the heartbeat thing. That's the only thing that I thought it was measured off of.
No, and just so you know, like a lot of people are like, well, my heart's beating out of my chest. You are your own baseline. Like, I'm not comparing you against the guy I did last week or, someone I did 10 months ago. So if your heartbeat is up here, that's just where you're at. Like, that's your baseline for me today, okay? And then when you react, you're just going to react up here. Someone who's a little more calm or, maybe their heart's obviously not beating as fast, their baseline's maybe going to be down here, but they're going to have that same reaction. Does that make sense? So you're both going to have the same reaction, you're just going to have different baselines, okay? So I'm going to explain to you the components as I'm putting them on, because I think it makes the most sense, but I do need to kind of move your chair a little bit, and I'm going to actually have you, can we set these down on the floor like next to you? Is that cool? I'm going to move your water just a little bit. Just because I'm going to put your arm up here.
Okay.
And you can have a seat back.
Okay.
So the first thing that we're going to put on, Chris, is these are called Pneumograph tubes.
Okay.
The blue one's going to go kind of down by your belly. The silver one goes up a little higher underneath your armpits, okay? These are going to measure involuntary movements in your chest cavity during the test, okay? So what I need you to do is put your hands together like you're diving in a swimming pool. Put your wrist on top of your head. On top of your head.
Sorry.
That's okay. And then just lean forward slightly so your back's off the back of the chair. Perfect. I'm trying not to laugh you in the face. If at any time like this feels too tight or whatever, just let me know, okay? And I can adjust it for you. Pretty skinny though. So I want to make sure it's not going to fall down too far. So put your hands up. I'm going to do the silver one. Feel like it's too tight, or does it feel okay?
Okay.
Okay. The next thing we use, you can put your hands down, I'm sorry. Chris is a blood pressure cuff. This is the same kind of blood pressure cuff you would find in a doctor's office. Obviously, they're trying to get your blood pressure when you're in there. I use this to measure the rate of blood flow through your body during the test. And we've actually found it's much more we get a much better reading if we put it on your calf instead of your arm. So are you okay if you put it on your calf? So just go and put that leg just straight up in the air for me. Okay, go ahead and put it down. The only thing about doing it on the calf is we just have to make sure we don't step on it and it doesn't rub against the back, which I think you'll be fine. Just make sure we don't step on the cord, okay?
Yeah.
And then the last thing we use, these are called electrodermal activities. Activity plates, in layman's terms, they're just going to measure your sweat gland activity during the test, okay?
Okay.
And that's why I need your arm. Maybe, we should scoot you back just a tad, so. Good one, okay. Just go ahead and spread your fingers out for me. Can you put them up just a little bit? There you go. Did you know we use these?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I use this.
Right. That's usually all people see. Sometimes they'll go the blood pressure stuff. And with these, like during the test, the important thing about those is that we just want to just kind of leave your hand kind of dead on the table. We don't want to push down. We don't want to pull up, anything like that. So all you're just going to be completely flat on the table and just kind of let your arm go limp and your hand go limp, okay? During the testing.
Okay.
Right now you can move around, you can put it in your lap, whatever, it's not gonna hurt it.
Yeah.
Do you want some more water?
I'll be okay right now, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, be good. What's the map for?
What?
The map, that's the one?
Oh, sorry. We're gonna discuss that. So that's a motion sensor mat. What that does is obviously detect motion and then movement in your body. So that's how important it will be that you remain completely still during the testing. If you move your little toe, I mean, as you know, with lifting weights and stuff, everything happens from your core. You move your little toe, obviously it's going to register on my seat pad. So it's very, very sensitive. So that's how important it's going to be that you remain completely still.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll probably get in this camera or something like probably this.
Yeah. Just flat when you get it. So we're going to go over a practice test.
Like this, like I can breathe. Everything's good. Okay. Okay, we're good. I just want to make sure.
It's kind of sideways, actually. Oops, can you try not to suck in a little bit. There we go. Kind of stuck right there. A little bit better for your shirt. Is that too tight now?
No, it's tighter, but
it's too loose before, but
yeah, we're good.
You sure?
Yeah, it's tight, but it's good.
Okay. So we're going to go over a pre-test now.
Okay.
And then I'll explain how I need you to sit still and all that, and then we'll get into the actual testing, okay?
Alright.
So this is what we call a directed lie practice test, okay? And I'm going to move my chair over here. So obviously a directed lie practice test kind of gives you an indication that I probably want you to lie on the practice test, right? I don't want you to lie yet. I will tell you what at that point that I want you to lie, okay?
No.
How many numbers do you see on this piece of paper?
4.
Which one's missing?
3.
I want you to write the number 3 on the line where it's missing, okay?
Okay.
And you can use your right or your left hand. Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Okay.
I'll just.
It's pretty good. Okay. So this is the directed lie practice test. So what that means is I'm going to ask you if you wrote every single number on this piece of paper. Okay?
Okay.
I want you to be truthful to all the numbers, but I want you to lie to when I ask you if you wrote the number 3. Because you really did write the number 3, but I want you to say no, that you did not. I want you to lie to me, okay? So let's practice that. Regarding that number you wrote on the piece of paper, did you write the number 1?
No.
Did you write the number 2?
No.
Good. Did you write the number 3?
Yes. No.
No. You're lying to that one.
Okay, I didn't write.
That's okay. All right. Did you write the number 4?
No.
Did you write the number 5?
No.
Okay, so let's do that. Try that one more time, okay? Regarding the number on the piece of paper, did you write the number 1?
No.
Did you write the number 2?
No.
Did you write the number 3?
No.
Good. Did you write the number 4?
No.
Did you write the number 5?
No.
Good. So in essence, you're saying no to every single number that I ask you about if you wrote, but obviously you're lying when you say you didn't write the number 3 because we just both watched you write the number 3, okay? Does that make sense to you?
Yep.
Okay, so during the testing, I'm going to leave this right here. You need to look in the area of this clipboard. You can't look side to side, up, down, wherever Chris wants to look. You don't have to fixate on the number 3, but you're going to be looking basically in this general area right here, okay? You do have to remain completely still. There's no coughing, belching, sneezing, sniffling, anything like that during the test, okay?
Just breathing.
What's that?
Just breathing.
Yes. I need you to breathe, so it keeps you alive, yeah. So you need to remain, a lot of people are like, well, I didn't know how to be still like a statue. You pretty much have to be still like a statue. Like I said, it's for very short periods of time.
Okay.
I will, if for some reason I have to give you an instruction during the test, like maybe you're moving your little finger and you don't even notice it, it's kind of like a little thing that you're doing and you don't really realize you're doing it. Just fix whatever I've asked you to fix and do not go, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, do not apologize, do not move, do not do anything. I'll know already that you feel horrible about what you just did. I just don't need you to acknowledge it, okay? I just need you to actually fix whatever I asked you to fix. Like, see, you just picked up your finger over there. If I say don't move your finger, I don't need you to go, I'm so sorry, and you know, that kind of stuff.
Sorry.
Exactly. So, and that's totally fine. I'm just saying, if I point something out like that, just stop doing whatever I'm asking you to do, okay? Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
During the test, you cannot look at me. I will be staring at you just to make sure all the components are staying where they're supposed to. I know it feels super creepy to have someone staring at you when you can't stare back.
That's fine.
But that's just kind of the name of the game today.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, like, I'll try not to sneeze or anything like that.
Yeah.
Or laugh or anything like this. So.
Can you put your whole hand on the table? Is that okay for you? Does that cause you any?
No, I just want to make sure they can get in that way.
Yeah, no, you're good. If you could just stick your whole hand on there so I can see it, that'd be perfect. There is no talking during the test. The only talking you should do is to say yes or no. Sometimes people have a problem. Can you look at me like
oh, sorry, I'm just
no,
practicing.
you're like in the zone.
I'm practicing for it.
That's okay. So when I ask you a question and a lot of people have, you know, an automatic reaction to go yes, no, they move their head.
Yeah.
So just be conscious about the fact that your whole body, including your head, needs to be completely still. The only movement that's actually going to happen from your body is your mouth to open to say yes or no. But your head should stay still. So so if I tell you, you know, if I have to give you instruction like stop nodding your head or something like that, just stop and just open your mouth and say the word instead of moving your head, okay? Does that make sense? And like I said, I know most people don't do that on purpose and they're not realizing that they're doing it until I point it out to them. So if I do that, just see if you can fix that for me, okay?
Okay.
There is no air in your cuff right now. I will inflate your cuff when we start. You'll feel like your leg's going to fall off for just a brief second.
Okay.
And then I let almost all the air out and I pump it up about halfway. And that just gets all the air bubbles out for me and gives me a nice clean reading on the chart, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
That's it.
Okay, so make sure that also that I ask the question in its entirety before you answer.
Okay.
Especially with the numbers, people already know what number's coming next, so sometimes I'll say, did you write the number? No. And they cut me off. There has to be a delineation between the time I end the question and the time you answer, so just make sure that you're not doing that for me, okay?
Okay.
So give me 1 second. I have to make a file name here. Your birthday one more time.
5/16/85.
So I will tell you when the test is going to begin, and then I will tell you when the test is going to end. Don't move in between that time, and then I will tell you at the end when it's okay for you to move around and relax, okay? Okay. So just stay completely like you are until I tell you that it's okay, okay?
Okay.
Don't bother you?
No, I'm just trying to keep from like stressing my fingers out.
Yeah, don't, just like seriously, just kind of like like your hand is on your lap, just lay your hand right there.
Okay. These are allowed just they need to be at least flat though, right?
I mean, it just like lay on the table. So, do they not? Would they not normally be touching?
Well, it's just like I don't know. It's fine.
Okay. And again, you're going to be looking straight ahead. Just make sure you don't move. Okay. The test is about to begin. Please remain still. Regarding what number you wrote on the piece of paper, did you write the number 1?
No.
Did you write the number 2?
No.
Did you write the number 3?
No.
Did you write the number 4?
No.
Did you write the number 5?
No.
This portion of the test is complete. Please remain still while I take the instrument out of operation. So you can relax. How'd you feel? You did great.
That was.
You remembered to lie and everything. That was awesome.
That was.
So
Yeah.
you obviously are a really bad liar. Have people told you that before? Like the second you tell a lie, like they can tell like on your face that because the second you lie to the number 3, like I don't know if you heard me clicking, but I like turned down the sensitivity because you're starting to go off the page. So that is what I need to see as a polygrapher because that tells me that you know it's wrong to tell a lie. And you're actually having a significant reaction when you lie, so that is awesome. So thank you for being a horrible liar. No, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We don't want to be good liars, so thank you for being a horrible liar. And that just shows me that, you know, obviously on the test when they're asking, you know, significant stuff about your wife, if you're lying to that, it's going to be even 10 times more amplified. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much, more than you know. So that was awesome. So let me get the questions to the test up. If you want to take a drink of your water, just to kind of.
Never mind.
You're good?
Yeah.
Okay, so, do you have any other questions about the questions of the test? Okay, so we're gonna ask these sets of questions. We have to ask them at least 3 times, so we call them charts, so we have to do at least 3 charts. We can do up to 5 charts depending on, if you're not giving good data for some reason, or you're moving or something like that, we could do up to 5 charts, okay? So hopefully we'll get them done in 3. That's what my hope is. And I imagine we will get them done in 3. So, okay. And the coolest thing about this is right now, there's only one person in this room that knows what the truth is. And in about 5 minutes, there's going to be 2 of us. So that's the coolest part, okay? And then I can go share that with them out there. Okay? So do you don't have any other questions or anything?
No.
Perfect. So you don't want to take a shit before we start?
Oh well. My heart rate off the scales.
That's all right. I told you you're creating your own baseline, so you're good.
Okay.
No problem. Okay, can you let me know when you're ready to begin? During this part of the test, I want you to focus on the back of the chair, okay? Not looking up, down, side to side, anything like that. I want you to do that.
Was I doing that?
Nope, you did great. But obviously the clipboard is gone now, so your area of focus is going to be like in this area, okay?
Okay.
Don't like focus on something so intense that you end up, kind of going cross-eyed. Like, don't just make sure you don't do that, okay? Just kind of look around, like right in that area, okay? Do you remember those questions that you have to lie to?
And before 2018.
Right. Do you remember you're going to tell a lie to those questions?
Yes.
You're going to say no?
I'm going to say no to anything that says before 2018, as regards to before 2018.
Right. And you're going to think about the lies you're telling, right?
Yeah, after you ask the full question, yes.
Yep, perfect. All right, you ready?
Do it.
Okay, stay still. The test is about to begin. Please remain still. Do you understand I will only ask you the questions we have discussed?
Yes.
Understood? Regarding Shanann's disappearance, do you intend to answer all of the questions truthfully?
Yes.
Is your first name Christopher?
Yes.
Is normal? Before 2018, did you ever lose your temper with someone you cared about?
No.
Did you physically cause Shanann's disappearance?
No.
Were you born in 1985?
Yes.
Before 2018, did you ever say anything out of anger to a loved one?
No.
Are you lying about the last time you saw Shanann?
No.
Are you now in the state of Colorado?
Yes.
Before 2018, have you ever wanted to hurt someone to get even with them?
No.
Sleep in a night? Do you know where Shanann is now?
No.
This portion of the test is complete. Please remain still while I take the instrument out of operation. And relax. How do you feel?
Horrible.
Horrible?
Nervous.
Yeah?
Just like trying to look at something without nothing there.
The chair thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, it gets kind of weird. Like, that's why I always tell people not to
I
try
feel like
to
I
go
was just,
that way.
I don't know, on feet and trying to figure everything still.
Do you feel like you're in a good position right now as
Yeah.
far as how you're sitting and that
Yeah,
kind of
I
stuff?
feel like it's okay.
Okay.
Just not used to this.
Do you have any issues with the questions as far as you physically causing Shanann's disappearance? Is there anything that you were like, I don't like how that question's, worded, maybe,
No.
does it cause you, or you know exactly what I'm talking about?
I know, yeah, I'm there.
Okay, and as far as the last time you saw her, you know, talking about in the bed,
Yeah.
when you saw her makeup coming down her face, and then if you know where she is now,
Yeah.
having direct knowledge of where she would be at this moment. Okay. Okay. So, do you want to take some drink of water, or are you ready to start the second chart?
Thanks, water.
Okay. You probably want that Mountain Dew now, don't you?
Made everything like stable.
Yeah. You feel good like that?
Yep, pretty good.
Good with that. Ready?
Yep.
I'm gonna move this up just a tad. There we go. During this test, on the last test, you're breathing really funky, so please just try and do normal breaths, okay? We can't have deep breaths or stuff like
deep
that.
breath? Okay, sorry.
So that's okay, just breathe as normal as possible, okay?
Yeah,
The whole
I'll
test.
get
Yeah. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Bothering you?
No, you're fine. I just trying to get my phone the way right.
Okay. We're gonna get started, so stay still. The test is about to begin. Please remain still. Do you understand that I will only ask you the questions we have discussed? Regarding Shanann's disappearance, do you intend to answer all of the questions truthfully?
Yes.
Are you now in the state of Colorado?
Yes.
Before 2018, have you ever wanted to hurt someone to get even with them?
No.
Are you lying about the last time you saw Shanann?
No.
Is your first name Christopher?
Yes.
Before 2018, did you ever lose your temper with someone you cared about?
No.
Do you know where Shanann is now?
No.
Were you born in 1985?
Yes.
Before 2018, did you ever say anything out of anger to a loved one?
No.
Pretty normal. Did you physically cause Shanann's disappearance?
No.
Portion of the test is complete. Please remain still while I take the instrument out of operation. And then I think we should be able to get it in one more chart, but I really need your breathing to be normal.
Okay.
You're like all over the place,
I'm
so
sorry.
it's okay.
Like sometimes I feel like I'm not breathing enough, and I'm like, like that. I don't want to do that. So.
Yeah. I just need it as normal as possible and not so fluctuated, okay?
Okay. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I just want to be able to get it down for you in one more chart instead of doing 3 more. So, yeah.
I don't want that. No, you don't want that.
Tell me when you. Okay, I know I sound like a broken record, but I have to ask you again. Any issues with those questions on the test? You know exactly what I mean when I ask you about physically causing your disappearance, last time you saw Shanann, and if you know where she is now.
Okay.
No question about those?
No.
Okay. So good?
Yep.
Okay.
Good.
I'm going to get started. So stay still.
Do you think breathing through the nose or breathing through the mouth matters?
It doesn't matter. It's pretty normal. Okay. test is about to begin. Please remain still. You've discussed.
Yes.
Is normal. Regarding Shanann's disappearance, do you intend to answer all of the questions truthfully?
Yes.
Were you born in 1985?
Yes.
Before 2018, did you ever say anything out of anger to a loved one?
Yes. No.
Do you know where Shanann is now?
No.
Are you now in the state of Colorado?
Yes.
Before 2018, have you ever wanted to hurt someone to get even with them?
No.
Did you physically cause Shanann's disappearance?
No.
Is your first name Christopher?
Yes.
Before 2018, did you ever lose your temper with someone you cared about?
No.
Are you lying about the last time you saw Shanann?
No.
Portion of the test is complete. Please remain still while I take the instrument out of operation. Alright, how'd you feel? Same with all of it?
I think it was the same through everything.
For you?
It's kind of hard to relax.
I know, I get it. I stick that leg straight up for me.
I just feel like my feet like sweating through my.
Right. You got flip-flops on.
I don't know. I'm a hot person.
Can you put your arms up like you had them before for me? Perfect. So I need to go grade this.
Okay.
So I will. Do you need to use the rest of anything again?
I'm good right now.
Okay. Right back.
Good.
I'll take one more thing with me.
Okay.
Are you good with your water? Or do you want another drink?
I'll just.
Another Gatorade?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Can we get that door? Okay.
You got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Remember I told you about technology? My computer just died, so.
Oh.
I'm gonna make our record real quick. Any crackers or anything?
I'm fine.
Are you sure? Okay. Hey, sorry,
Fine,
my
sorry.
computer was being a
You're fine.
turd.
Trust me.
I'm just gonna pack this up, and then, the FBI guy Graham.
Okay.
That you've been talking to, he's gonna come in over and chat, okay?
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
You need anything? Crackers, water, Mountain Dew? I totally will give you Mountain Dew.
I'm good.
Ruin that streak for you.
I can't break that streak.
No rushing or anything?
Not right now.
Okay.
My dad out there, is he leave?
I bet, Graham knows. Okay. I ain't sure. I'm sure he'll tell us. He comes packing hard, so it's a while to pack all this stuff up.
Okay. You want me to turn my thumbs on now or just leave them be?
It's up to you. If you want to, that's fine.
Or
Right,
turn them on, probably try to call me probably
yeah.
at least 5, 6
I think
times.
she's called the detective questions too.
Okay.
Did she know you were coming in here today? No. Who knew you were coming in?
Nick and Amanda, 'cause I was at their house, and my dad.
Okay. What'd your dad say about it?
So just do what they ask. Just ask like whatever questions they have. Just do what they ask.
Mhm.
That's my favorite
And you
picture.
did.
That's my
Oh, let me see.
favorite picture.
Oh my god. They're adorable. They're way bigger than I thought. I think I saw a picture of them on the news and they were much tinier.
Which
I don't know if it was a family photo or
okay, that was
no, this
was this year.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, they looked so much smaller.
Oh, there's no trash can in here.
Oh, that's okay. I'll take them out. Do you want another one?
Oh no, they're fine.
I'm just gonna grab that pad that you're sitting on.
Okay, sorry about that. Well, I even tried to turn my phone on. There's like no service in here. Oh, my work phone, yes, because it's Verizon, but AT&T's like dead over here.
You're still getting stuff from work, like you need to be doing this or that.
No, just everybody's checked out now as far as for the day.
Did they tell you that?
Well, we have a group me app.
Oh, uh-huh.
So like I usually send out a text about 1:30, so everybody's doing. And about 2:30, the domino starts to fall. People start to check out and everything. There's always that one person that's like, like, all right, do I check out now or wait? I don't be the first one to leave and all that kind of stuff. So.
Do they feel bad if they're the first one to leave?
One of the guys usually does, but there's always one guy that likes to stay and try to justify overtime too.
Right.
But they've been very supportive.
Good.
Like there was
Then that lets you know that that's the place you should be working. No?
Yeah.
I think someone talked to Luke and he was like, you know what, family first, whatever, so it makes you feel good, that there's bosses out there that are like that.
Yeah.
Because you don't always find those people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to run this stuff out real quick.
Yeah.
Did you miss a bunch of calls from Shanann?
I can't tell because there's no service. Once I get out of here, it'll probably just blow up.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Doesn't know what she's doing.